Shin is a child soldier fighting Legion, a fate he was subjected to by the Alba of San Magnolia, due to being from another country. His rights and status as a human stripped away and sent to the front lines, branded, and 86. Having served for nearly 5 years, he is made leader of Spearhead Squadron. On the surface, it acts as the forwardmost line of defense. However, in actuality, it is a death sentence for any who survive up to 4 years in service, a way for the Alba to wash their hands clean of their blatant discrimination. There are some like Vladlena Milize, who stand against the treatment of the 86. Her actions earn her a reputation and moniker of Bloody Regina, loosely translated Bloody Queen, due to her high demands of those under her command, an insult from the Alba who all know her as the Queen of the 86, who in turn look to her as a beacon. Shin grew up haunted by memories of his older brother, Shorei, blaming him for the death of their parents and trying to kill him, something Shorei regretted greatly. This created a mental restriction within Shin, where he did not value his own life, an idea introduced through the visual presentation of the memory in episode 12 and expanded upon in episode 22. Following the destruction of Legion's deadliest weapon to date, he is alone, marinating on his life, wondering if life is something he even deserves. Observing the memory of his brother trying to kill him from a different perspective creates a difference between what he knows, that his brother loved him greatly, and what he feels due to Shorei trying to kill him. In standing, his head breaking through the aspect ratio implies an attempt to break through his own mental bonds. His guilt and lack of self-worth manifest in an incarnation of Shin embodying his drive to die, making clear the bonds are of his own making. When showing those who are still with him, the aspect ratio appears as a barrier separating him from them, not only to punish himself, but also to keep them at bay, a fear of being hurt or in turn hurting them as with his brother. As the aspect ratio narrows, the extremity of his feelings are shown, the cage growing stronger and more restrictive as he attempts to break free, as if he built the cage to break his own spirit. At present he is in his crippled juggernaut, faced with the Legion and having given up upon living. A moment interrupted by someone forcing herself through the barrier and destroying the Legion. Notable as, prior, there is a clear barrier between Shin and the others. In her stepping through, it reinforces her personality and determination in walking her path. The field of Eintagsflieger fly as she gets closer, revealing the bright red spider lilies beneath, often used to symbolize death and rebirth, first referenced when Shin and his companions depart San Magnolia, where it represented the death of their connection to Lena, and marching to their deaths. Now they represent a connection re-established and reigniting Shin's desire to live. He wonders why she would go so far to fight when it all seems hopeless, and upon connecting the Pararaid to communicate with her soldiers, she connects unknowingly with Shin, revealing to him who she is. Meanwhile, she walks to him, breaking through his bonds once more. Where prior it was to save his life, now it is to break through his cage. Upon confirming her identity, the black bars turn white and slightly transparent, hope growing in him. As his cage weakens, the more Lena tells him why she fought hard. That being to be worthy of the standard Spearhead Squadron held her in, to remain loyal to those who were killed on the battlefield, to one day be worthy of standing alongside them, and to guide them all beyond the battlefield so they may all be at peace. This reignites his desire to live, weakening his cage till it eventually breaks when told surviving as long as he has is something to be proud of. The conversation is interrupted by Giad reinforcements holding back Legion, though this interaction shows while Shin and Spearhead Squadron paved the path she walks, in having lost himself along the way, it is this very path that reunited them and helped him discover himself and his will to live through her. Incredible amounts of meaning can be drawn from how the aspect ratio is used, making the size of the frame and how characters interact with it an active part in the storytelling process. When combined with solid character work, consistent world building, and cohesive narrative progression, all aspects of the visuals are benefited as a result, allowing meaning to be infused into Not only the various shots within the yarn, but also the size of the screen it is shown through.